Welcome to the Direct Response Playbook. I'm your host, Travis Ketchum, founder of Campaign Refinery. We got David Cartolano from Wealthy Inbox. Thanks for being here, David.
Yeah, happy to be here, man.
So, usually you and I are chopping it up just about email specifically, but that plays a role in the greater digital marketing landscape. And well, we got people that ask us questions about what the heck is an upsell or a downsell. So I figured we should cut a little video here, really lay it out, and that's the most direct response thing of all time, upsell versus downsell, right? So you want to break down an upsell and I can hit you with the downsell?
Yeah, upsell, really simple. Do you want fries with that? All right, you're adding something small or maybe something large to a product that somebody has already bought. And upsells are really easy ways to make a little bit more money or a lot bit more money. I mean, I don't know what your business structure is, but the way that upsells work, though, they have to come directly after the person buys the product. So you don't buy a hamburger and then 30 minutes later they call your house and go, wait, do you want fries with that? No, that question is right after the burger. And upsells, as another rule of thumb, they serve, well, this isn't for e-com, but they serve to solve the next problem. Right? So if you buy a burger, it's like, all right, the next problem is they might be a little hungry after the burger. Okay, here's the fries. What's another upsell? They might be thirsty after having all that salt from the burger and the fries. Would you like a drink with that? So that's all an upsell is.
Yeah, sometimes an upsell, though, can actually just be more of the same. Hey, you bought one of these things. Would you like three?
And that's e-com. Exactly.
Yeah. So a downsell is basically giving people the opportunity to say no to your initial offer and offer them something that is less of an ask, less of a cost, and less of a commitment. So an example may be, hey, you bought one of these items in e-com. Would you like five? And if they say, no, I don't need five, you're like, well, what if we just double your order for only 20% more, right? And so that's a way of still increasing the average cart value or average order value, but making the ask less than the previous one. And usually it's a direct watered down version of the upsell. So like in your, fast food example, maybe you order a burger and they say, hey, would you like a large fry? And they say, no, I'm got a large fry. Well, would you like a small fry? Right? It's usually just if you create like an actual funnel, it's something just less, a lighter version of what's above it, or maybe decontented in some way. So for example, we've had an upsell, downsell funnel in the past that was courses, right? And we had a complete course that came with two other small courses. And so that was, a couple $100. And if they said no, we actually took the core of that, got rid of the bonuses and said, well, for half the price, would you take it without the bonuses? And you'll be surprised the percentage of people that, are on the bubble for whatever reason. And, 197 is too much, but 97 is totally doable. And all they really cared about was the core thing anyway, that will take you up on that downsell offer. The goal of both of these is, again, really maximizing that average cart value or average order value.
Yeah.
When you think of the pricing structure, I think we should probably talk about that for a minute, because when you think of what is the front end product, right? So in food example, it's the burger, right? So it's $4. When you think of how a upsell or downsell is priced or structured, how do you think about it typically as a direct response marketer?
Yeah. So I once actually asked this question to somebody who spent millions and millions of dollars in ads, and she said, don't make it weird. And I love that answer. So it's all dependent on the price of the original product. So if I have a hamburger that I'm selling for $4 and I say, hey, well, would you like some fries with that? We dip them in garlic and they're really delicious and you get a whole lot of them for an extra $7. Would you be interested? Right? That makes sense. If I said, all right, you bought the hamburger for $4. Would you like my fries for $997? Of course, people wouldn't take that, except for one guy that really likes fries.
Special truffle fries from, a remote region of the world.
And those truffle fries might make sense, but only if they bought $1 hamburger beforehand. Because now think about the people where they're willing to spend $5,000 on a burger, right? They're going to be more than happy to try the fries because it's not about the money for them.
There is somebody in the world that would do that, by the way.
Always, always. And you want to sell to those people, but that's not the point of this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, don't make it weird. If you're selling something for $47, the upsell, make it 77, make it 79, make it 117 or 119, because apparently there's no difference between the two. One upsell flow that I've seen work really well: sell something for $97. The bump offer could be like a $47 product, and then the next will be $197. The following will be $297. So this is an art, not a science. Just don't make it weird. Make the numbers close relatives to each other.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Another interesting thing that I heard of years ago, and I've implemented this in different situations. I think when most people are thinking about direct response, they're usually thinking of a low-priced front-end product. So they're thinking that the very first interaction that someone has is going to be low-priced, right? Sometimes it's $1, $3, $7, $10. Even if it's $500, depending on your context, it could be still considered low-priced. And a general rule of thought is that each subsequent offer is often escalating in dollar amount. So whatever your initial was, 2 to 3 times that is sort of your ceiling on the next offer, and 2 to 3 times that is the next. And you could potentially stack a whole bunch of these together and be selling a multi-$1,000 thing by the end of it, right? But another way of approaching this that I thought was really interesting is inverting that. So you're selling the expensive thing first, and your add-on offers are actually less expensive. So the example that was given there is, if you bought a car, the upsells are not a more expensive car. The upsells are the all-weather mats, the paint protection film, the ceramic coating, the trailer hitch, the roof racks, right? Those are still technically upsells, but they are a fraction of the cost of the original thing. Now, you got to be careful not to make people feel like they're getting nickeled and dimed, but there is an art form, depending on the industry you're in, type of product you offer, where sometimes it is start with the low-priced front-end product to get the most number of buyers in the door, and then hope you can extract additional revenue from them by offering them complementary products and services that are escalating in price and value as they go through your sales funnel. But the inverse is true too. Sometimes it makes sense to sell them the expensive thing up front and then allow them to pick and choose the accessories as additional upsells to augment their experience. And I think that the expensive thing first is often overlooked when people think about upsells and downsells.
Yeah. And it's a kudos to bringing in, the real world into a direct response. One mistake, though, I do want to bring up is sometimes people in their upsell flows, and I've talked about this actually recently with someone in a mastermind I'm in, and she had, an SEO service, right? And it's like, here's how to do your SEO thing. And then here's how to do your SEO thing better, right? And then here are a bunch of keywords and stuff. And her final offer was, hey, me and my team will just take care of this. And I went, whoa, what's that doing in the funnel? Because you don't want an upsell or downsell that negates the rest of the product. So if you have an upsell that's so freaking good that the person doesn't need to buy the product in the first place, then there's something broken and it's not going to convert. So that is a warning that I would definitely say, if you think this upsell, downsell stuff is really cool, you want to try it, just make sure you're solving the next problem to the product, but you're not solving an entirely different product, an entirely different problem that negates the product to begin with.
Agreed. And the other thing I would like to bring up too is that you shouldn't get someone to an upsell page and make them think that their initial purchase is inoperable or incomplete without the upsell, because then it feels like a bait and switch, right? So it's like, hey, I bought this software. It's like, well, you're not actually going to be successful unless you buy this other thing, whether it's extra training or extra features, right? The better way to think about it is, hey, you bought the thing that's going to get you the outcome, and it will get you there, but this upsell will do it faster, easier, right? Allow your team members to do it, like basically giving them leverage. The upsells should be thought of usually as leverage, not a replacement. So it's like, a steroid, not penicillin. It's that's the better way to think about it, I think, when you're designing it.
Cool. I'm gonna make that into a t-shirt. Steroids, not penicillin. That's great. That'll sell.
Yeah, only if it's an upsell shirt, though, right? At the
Only if
bottom.
it's, oh yeah, only if as an upsell. No, no
Yeah.
way. No way am
Yeah.
I going to sell it as a front end.
Cool. Well, hopefully this helped clarify a little bit about upsells and downsells and how they work and how to think about them and how to position them. And hopefully some of the real world examples helped out as well. If you want to read more about this topic, because you want to nerd out a little bit more, we have a link down below to our blog post. And if you want to send more email to send more traffic to drive more sales in your upsell and downsell, well, Campaign Refinery can help you out there. And if you want to use a newsletter to build a relationship with people, give them compelling content, and then offer them upsells and downsells from there as well, David's your guy, wealthyinbox.news. We have a link to there as well, of course. If you learned something today, give us a thumbs up. If you want to learn more in the future, hit subscribe. Until next time, thanks for being here. Talk to you soon.